We are going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to have a little fun. Many of you may not know that in the basement below my studio, I have an entire laboratory set up staffed for research into the banjo sciences. It's staffed 24/7. The pay isn't great. The benefits are terrible, but it's really for a good cause. And so I'm lucky to be surrounded by so many banjo scientists. Anyway, we have developed a product that we're going to use today on Banjo Quest to help analyze what's going on with the clawhammer stroke. We call this invention the hairy arm cam. It's a working title. It is trademarked, so don't run off with that. We will come after you. But it's working title. We'll think of something better. So I'm going to use the hairy arm cam to show you a top-down approach to learning basic right-hand mechanics on clawhammer. And for those of you advanced players out there, this is a great way for you to figure out what's going on with your right hand so you can refine it even further, especially if you're one of those folks, and I'm one of them who has experienced this many times, where you've hit the wall or the plateau and you feel like you just can't progress. This could unlock some things for you to work on that will get you over the hump. All right, let's dive into the footage. I'm going to show you the footage and then I'm going to narrate it and take you through what's going on with this right arm. All right, let's go. So I wanted you guys to see that I consider this to be the fulcrum on the pot. And I wrap my arm around, I pull the banjo in to my body, and then I use this as a place where I'm rocking back and forth on top of. Now pay attention right here and watch what happens. There's a lot of movement with my elbow. So that was pretty slow, so let's speed things up and see if things change as I go faster. All right, I'm going to run through a scale at different tempos and see if anything changes. Stop there. It definitely looks like I calm my elbow down the faster I get. Yeah, as I speed up, my stroke becomes more hand and finger centric, but I still am carrying some of the energy in that fulcrum on the rim of the banjo. All right, so I think you can see that There's more to clawhammer than just the tips of the fingers and the wrist. That forearm is resting on the rim of the banjo, and it's using the rim of the banjo to rock on to derive some of the energy of the clawhammer stroke from. I think you'll find, at least in my experience, that if you just zero in on wrist motion or extension of fingers, you're going to find that your general sound and approach is a little bit anemic, and you can make your stroke more robust by thinking about how your forearm is interacting with the instrument and where some of that energy is coming beyond just the wrist and the fingers. I was in a lesson the other night with one of my more eloquent students, hi Lucy, and she said that the wrist motion is a downstream expression from energy derived at the fulcrum. And I think that is a really good way to understand what's going on, at least with my mechanics when I'm playing clawhammer. I'm definitely pulling the banjo into my body. There is a little bit of pressure on that rim of the banjo, and I'm using a rocking motion for a lot of my strokes. Not everything, because some of those fast strokes do come from the wrist, but I am using that fulcrum to generate some momentum for the end of my hand. Now, everybody is different. Every clawhammer player plays it a little bit differently, and I want to leave room for your idiosyncrasies or your individual physiology. We can't all look the same when we're playing the instrument. So I'm not trying to say that my way is best. I want you to find your best way. I think I've found my best way to play the instrument through this kind of careful thought and exploration of the mechanics of the banjo. I do think that this fulcrum idea can help those of you who are struggling with the basic clawhammer stroke. So take a look at your own playing, apply some of these ideas to it, and see if it can take you a little bit further. And if it can't, set up your own hairy arm cam and do your own analysis and find out what's going on. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week on Banjo Quest.